Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we're looking at the new Marvel Legends Doctor Strange wave movie Doctor Strange, which looks like it belongs in a Star Wars Black wave of figures. You guys have probably noticed a slight difference in the level of production quality in the Star Wars Black figures and Hasbro Marvel Legends figures. This guy looks like a Star Wars Black. He's got lots of sculpt work, lots of paint work, and some interchangeable hands, which is a good thing because Marvel Legends sorely needs some of those things on a regular basis. This guy has it all, so that's a pretty good thing. It's got a lot going for him, a couple issues to consider, and so you're going to be able to make your decision. I have a feeling these movie figures are going to peg warm. They don't look like the kind of figures that moms are going to buy their kids. They don't look like the kind of figures most people are going to pick up just because it looks cool. I mean, they're good figures as far as I can tell so far, but they just aren't that comic-y aesthetic. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see how they sell because they are objectively good figures, just don't have that kind of appeal that probably will sell on the shelves. I'm curious. I'd like to know what you guys think, if you think they're going to sell well or not, just because I'm curious. All right, let's get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 6 3/8 inches tall, which makes him right around 16.5 centimeters, pretty close to that. And as you can see, loaded with sculpted detail. Tons and tons of sculpted detail and quite a fair amount of paint. We see all kinds of different molded plastics, and on top of that, lots of paint. And all of the paint is remarkably clean except for the ropes that hold his cape on. Those are painted terribly, which is disappointing because they're front and center. It's a bit of a bummer. Before we talk about the figure anymore, though, let's look at accessories. We have 2 interchangeable hands, or 4 total, 2 alternate hands. We have the 2 gripping hands and then the 2 style pose hands. Those style pose hands are definitely a welcome addition to the figure. And then we have the flaming pizzelle, which is a nice translucent orange with this very vibrant orange on the back and kind of a more muted on the front with the painted emblem or logo or whatever that is. Very well executed. I like that a whole bunch. Other than the handle, which looks a little bit like an old Playmates Ninja Turtles figure accessory. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this guy is good. And if you're wondering, can you take off the cape? Yes, you can take off the cape. No, you probably don't want to. Here's why. When you take the cape off, he has like no shoulders. He's very slopey looking, so it's not a great idea. And the cape looks nice. It really brings the figure to life. I would leave it on. It looks very good. Nicely sculpted. A little worried about why it looks glossy in some areas. That's very strange to me. I guess it's the way it was molded, but it's very odd. Well sculpted though, very well sculpted. Definitely digitally sculpted. I think anyway. It looks very cool. We're going to take it off though for the review so that I can show you everything else. The face paint and head sculpt, very reminiscent of Benedict Cumberbatch, so that's a good thing. Definitely not the most realistic paint job in the world, but definitely good enough and definitely recognizable. In terms of articulation, we have the hinge and the ball peg, so it'll work however you want it to. Not so much leaning side to side, but you do get a little bit out of it, so that's okay. You get the necklace, which I guess you could count as an accessory. It's well done. You even have the little brown straps painted on there. Very, very well done, these figures. I'm surprised at how much effort they put into making these movie figures, when I'm wondering if they're going to even sell, despite that effort. Ball hinge shoulder works pretty well. No real issues. It's a little stiff, but that's okay. Rotates all the way around. The sleeve, or the vest thing, does come out at an angle, so it will get in the way a little bit, but it's not a big deal, so I wouldn't worry about it. You have your bicep swivel, you have your double jointed elbow. That works really well. You have your wrist peg, which obviously is a swivel, and a hinge, no problems there. You have a single ball peg for the lower torso, which is all you get, but it works well enough. Definitely enough for the poses he'll need to do. It's not like he's going to be doing any kung fu fighting or anything like that anytime soon. This will definitely impede the hips. It's very stiff, though it is technically flexible. The way it's sculpted, it's rather stiff. You do have your standard Marvel Legends hips underneath there, though, so you can bring the legs out a little bit. You can bring them forward, technically, all the way, but the skirt gets in the way completely, and you have your thigh swivel. Double jointed knee is not a problem on this guy. It works really well. You just won't be able to use it very often because of the limited hips. You have a boot swivel, which is good for some of you, bad for others. It depends on what you like. We have an ankle hinge, which goes pretty far forward. Not the best, but it's definitely good enough. It goes all the way back, so that's a good thing. And you get your ankle rocker. Why is there a giant gap in that foot? I don't know. Is it on this one? Didn't notice it. No, it's not. So I'm wondering if mine's just not pegged in right or if it's a mismold. Do you guys have that same issue on yours? Let me know. It's definitely not good that there's a big hole in his ankle. But otherwise, this figure's really solid, surprisingly good. I hope they sell because there's definitely a lot of effort put into them. I kind of wish we would get that kind of effort on the comic series, comic figures, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. So, I don't know. It's a good figure. I definitely recommend it if you're into buying these figures. If you're not, just because it's a guy in a robe, then yeah, I can see that too. It's not the most interesting design for my taste. That's up to you if you like it, but it's very well executed on an objective level. Very nice figure. I recommend it. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff, so make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.